Let's talk World of Women. Let's talk World of Women, why this project has blown up, and what makes the community so special. First up, I'm going to start with the obvious. The brand is beautiful. And full disclosure, I have actually purchased this World of Women NFT when it first came out. So yes, I do own one. But let me tell you, the first thing that I noticed was the artwork. I noticed that it stood well above the rest of the other NFTs that were out there on the platforms. It's just stunning. You can see the detail, and when you delve deeper into the project, you can find out more about the artist, and they're so talented. So first up, product-wise, is incredible. Their mission is really clear. It's to elevate women in the NFT space, and everything that they do is around this mission. We're now looking at the website, and you can see they've mentioned it straight away on their front page. And then they go into the perks of ownership. And again, everything is about elevating women. The 4 benefits of investing in this NFT project are really clearly laid out on their website. You can see that if you own a World of Women NFT, you receive commercial royalties, you receive a print, you'll receive a quality, high resolution version of your woman, and you have access to certain clubs depending on the type of woman that you hold. They really clearly list their milestones, what they will do when they reach certain sales targets. Another important point that is really differentiating NFT projects from okay or average projects to incredible projects is the team behind it, and giving transparency to people about who is behind this project. They've elevated the artist right here at the top. Again, that's in line with their mission, right? To empower female NFT artists. You can see they've got full name, photo, Twitter account, and they've also got the people behind the project that are coordinating it with their Twitter accounts, developer, and an influencer. But yeah, it's really clear to me who is behind the project, and that's super important, and it'll become even more important as we get more and more scams coming up and dodgy NFT projects. There's definitely a few that's come up very recently over the past couple of days, and people are really starting to question who is behind the projects. Now let's look at how the community is different and how it's just taking this whole project to the next level. The World of Women Discord community has 4.68 thousand members. You can see that they've included the server stats in their Discord, and you can also see how many members are online at any time. In terms of the structure of their Discord, they've kept it really straightforward and well organized. I've noticed that the admins do a really, really good job of keeping everything in check. And you can see that you've got the WoW team here on the right. There's always somebody that's online that is looking after moderation. And that's really important because I've seen some Discord service where the admins are all asleep. And if something happens, there's somebody awake somewhere in the world, right? So just making sure that you're covering all the bases and that at least one person from the team or the moderating team is awake and active. In terms of the channel structure, you've got the welcome to WoW, server rules, announcements, FAQ. It's all really straightforward, and I know exactly where to go. So the naming is really clear. And then you've got the community section and ask the team, suggestions, which is really important. I've mentioned that before in one of my previous YouTube videos. It's really important to gather feedback and suggestions from the community in real time. So they have that here. They have Show Off the Women, which I think is actually quite a popular channel. It's really, really fun to see people buy into the project, and it's exciting. You have an Off Topic, a Shill channel, which is pretty generic. It's pretty much if you've got other projects that you want to share, you have certain channels that you can do that. The WoW Fam Zone is the private section, so you need to own a woman to be in this section. That's where you have the private group, which I won't show because it is private. Then you've got the ability as a member to suggest art, to suggest collectibles, so sort of like an insider community, and you can also potentially redeem your print. So yeah, not many channels here. It's pretty much all within one window. I don't feel overwhelmed, and it's just really well organized. So here we're in the server rules channel. You can see that the rules are really, really simple, and not only that, but they also share their values. And I think this is really important. If you're running your own community, make sure that your community values are really visible as soon as a new member enters the space so that they understand what is important to the community. So you've got here, we're building a community of people who share the values of inclusivity, gender equity, and women empowerment. There's no crazy buzzwords. It doesn't wax lyrical about all three of these topics. It's very simply laid out, and it's clear to any new member what is important to this group. It's incredibly important for community managers to include the goal of the project, of your product, of your service, whatever the reason is that you're bringing these people together, share your goal. So here in the World of Women, their goal is to contribute to the growth of the NFT art space that they've grown to love by supporting artists, creators, and founders of all backgrounds. Therefore, there are certain rules that we ask you to respect. So they start off with their values first, after a nice little welcome. Then it's all about the goals, and then it's the rules. And I think this just gives really helpful context to members, where it doesn't just first launch into rules where this is what you can't do if you join our space. It's really well laid out, and I would actually look at World of Women as a template when it comes to the server rules. Copy it, imitate it. I think it's really well done. Now, finally, at the very end, there's a call to action. So if you're a new member and you don't know where to start, they've given you prompts to get moving. So first up, they said, check out the sneak peeks, Chan, to admire some pretty awesome women, and I guess to get inspired, right? And to get excited about the project. And have a look at our FAQ channel to get a primer on the project. So to get up to speed, to truly understand all the sort of frequently asked questions that have already been thrown about in the community. And it also helps to ensure that new members don't ask questions that may have already been asked before. So it's really well done. Top marks when it comes to server rules. Now let's take a look at some of the other ways that this community elevates the experience for their members. One of the things that stands out to me is this project has really created a safe space for newer NFT holders to get started. So they understand that their mission is to get more women into the NFT space. And to do so, we're talking about bringing new people into the industry. They are not yet up to speed with how to buy NFTs, how to sell NFTs. What is this project all about? So I think they've really identified the need to educate, and again, really understanding your community members to begin with is paramount to developing a successful community. So with these FAQs, you'll see that they're actually a lot more comprehensive than many other NFT projects out there. They go through, the very basics. What is this project? Who is the artist? Which I think is something that I noticed with a lot of the newer NFT projects. You don't see this information on who the artist is. I would be questioning that. Make sure you know who the artist is, because it's really important. This artist is tied very closely to the project's mission of elevating female artists in the NFT space. So Yam herself is an NFT artist, and they're really showcasing her talent. So you can see it's quite comprehensive. There's a lot of questions here and answers, and I think it's just done really well in terms of going through the basics with their members. They've also got an Ask the Team channel where, again, they're creating this safe space for people to be able to ask questions that they may feel a little terrified, if I'm honest, to ask in other Discords. The World of Women project certainly feels like a safe space in the way that they're not condescending, that they're covering the bases, they're providing a lot of education to their members. No question is a dumb question. I think this is a really, really important aspect of tying it again to their mission of getting more people from diverse backgrounds into the NFT industry. I also want to say that with creating a safe space, it's really important that there are moderators that are active in the community. This NFT space moves quickly, and there are people that freak out if their transaction doesn't go through. You can see BBA.eth, she is an admin or a moderator. They're active in this group and they're having active conversations with members, and you can see that the conversations are also really authentic. They listen to their members. For instance, you can see here Cupcake and Honey has asked, are there any set plans for adding more moderators to this Discord? If so, what type of responsibilities do they have? This is something they'd be interested in. Straight away, 1 minute later, the admin has replied, so we're talking very, very active admins. They've got a DM account and you can go straight away into a conversation with the founders and the developers and the admins of the project. It's really well done. They're a lot more active in their Discord compared to other NFT projects. All right, let's look at how they engage their members and encourage hype or a buzz. They run really fun competitions in this community. So we have here a lookalike competition that recently happened, and you can see that members were encouraged to submit women that they thought looked like celebrities, and you didn't necessarily have to own the woman. What I think is really clever about this is you didn't necessarily have to own the woman to submit and say that that woman looked like a celebrity. And it's really a win-win situation. If I win the contest, I'll win a World of Women NFT. If my woman is featured in the contest, then the value of my woman would potentially go up. I mean, imagine if I owned a woman that looked like Beyonce and that won the contest. It gets more exposure, more awareness around the NFT that you're holding. So I think it's a really clever way of engaging more members, and it's not just a contest where you're featuring your own woman. You're looking at other people's NFTs as well in the community and celebrating their own NFT. That was really well done. It ties in again with the mission. It encouraged a lot of participation. Look at all these entries. It was really, really fun to see. They've recently created a new contest called the Emoji Contest, and I guess this is where they're creating their own emojis. Again, this has a lot of engagement and it's a fun competition. So consider ways to engage your community that are fun, it ties in with your mission, with your values, and tap into your members' creativity. Because the more creative your members can be and the more fun when they share examples of their submissions, when they share their submissions, if it encourages others to get really excited about that or it causes them to laugh, it's just going to increase the engagement in your community. Time for a recap. Why has World of Women been such a special NFT project and loved by so many? Well, first up, there's no denying that the product itself stands out from the rest. Beyond a solid product, they also have developed a really strong community. And that's because their mission, their goals, and their values are visible to all members and they're clearly laid out. Membership perks are closely tied into the mission, goals, and values, and in fact, everything that they do is tied into this. There's total transparency behind their team. Their channels are really well organized and it's easy for members to find information. They've created a safe space for members to ask questions. No question is a dumb question, and they've got special channels for members to ask questions directly to the team. Admins and mods are answering questions really quickly, and they're active in all time zones. The server rules template is strong, and I highly encourage you to adapt this to your own house rules. You've got the welcome message, mission, goals, and then the house rules. And lastly, you've got the call to action for members to get started. Create a section for your members to give you feedback, as well as a place for them to have off-topic conversations and share their own projects, especially if this ties in with your mission. Engage your members by tapping into their motivations. Get creative, think of win-win situations for your members. I highly recommend looking into collaborative efforts versus competitive. There you have it, the power of the World of Women project and the incredible community behind it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If so, please like and subscribe. Tell me what you think. What would you like me to cover next? Thanks again for watching. Bye for now.